Hey everyone, welcome to You Can Build Your Own AI Agent. This project we are going to demystify how to create a simple AI agent that can answer your questions powered by Azure OpenAI, and also we're going to host it on your private space so that it will have some privacy on your data sources as well. So let's understand what are the essential things we need for it. The first one, of course, we are deploying this to an Azure source, so we need access to MFA subscription. Then AI services, which is also known as Azure OpenAI. Once we have Azure OpenAI, also known as AI Foundry, we will connect to AI Foundry as well. Once we have AI Foundry, we can select our own large language model depending on your region. I have selected to this particular demo GPT 4.1 version 2025-0414. This is crucial. All those details need to be taken down along with the endpoints and keys information. Also remember to note down your subscription IDs and all other things, obviously all those things which we can come over here and note it down on a notepad if needed to be. Now then let's go to app services. We need to create an app. If you are familiar with your web app, then call it a web app, then you can build from there. You just need to go to your configuration table, stack as Python. You can take the most recent Python version. Go to update the settings as per the screen, then go to environment variables. As I mentioned earlier, all the OpenAPI keys, Azure OpenAI deployments, deployment schema, Azure OpenAI endpoints, deployment version, API version, etc. You can always put it over here. And also one important thing which we shouldn't miss out is that under the configuration, since we are using the Flask, also the app also needs to be startup command needs to be updated like this. You can see it on the screen, which I'm highlighting over here. So that's also important part of this scenario. Now let's go back to our environment, or rather our folder structure, where we can understand how to. We are going to open the Python, which is the heart or rather brain of our systems, or rather our brain of our the entire operation. So we are going to use the basic systems, including LangChain and Flask as an API calls. From there, we're just going to open up the OpenAPI and configurations and temperature 0.7. Web applications for making sure that the home root is setting to hop root is also set with the Flask, so that ask questions can be set as well on the JSON format, so that we will be able to post requests to ask as well. So that's returning to this applications, where main applications, which is returning to the main application if there is no errors at all. And of course there is also need to be handled over here. And with that, I think we can comment on the Python script, which we can, of course, we need to take care of the requirements.txt but this can be done with the help of an IDE as well, which is your favorite. Probably I have used Visual Code, but you can use your own. Now once we deployed with the help of GitHub, or you can directly deploy it from the Visual Studio Code, which is your own choice. Once we come back, we can just deploy it. Then you will get an endpoint from there. Then you will get from there. Then from the endpoint, you can go to Postman. Then you can paste your question with the help of a JSON. And the simplest, as you have seen on the Python, you can see that you can make your JSON queries like question like this way. For example, in order to making sure that our privacy is not violated, let's ask this question: hey, what is today's weather in question? Ideally, we shouldn't be getting any answer. Rather, we should be getting some prompt to driving to Google or something. Exactly, that's what we got. And we have real-time data access because it's just a language model we are using from the Azure data or Azure large language model, since we are not using any RAG over here. But if you are using any pre-registered data, or rather pre-trained data model, we can ask that question over here. Let's ask who is our father of nation, or rather, who is we are have this is coming from the pre-trained data, so we should be getting any pre-trained data from the large language model. So let's ask that. Write 100 words about MK Gandhi. Let's see. Yep, it's figured out using Edge, using this head, and 200 OK is the answers, and we have completed. So which means that we have created and completed our thing, and there we have it, a breakdown of how to build your own AI agent from the code to logic to the project setup. With these tools and this understanding, you are well on your way to creating powerful AI-driven applications. Thanks for watching and stay curious.